Hi there, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I'm a full-time e-commerce reseller. I've been selling online for the last 20 years, but for the last 7 years, I've been selling full-time, primarily on marketplaces such as Amazon, Walmart, and eBay. Up until recently, I was primarily retail arbitrage, meaning I would go out into stores, find deals, bring them back, and ship those to the marketplaces. Now, I've recently transitioned to wholesale, which means I'm working with distributors to go through price catalogs to find product to offer to my customers on these marketplaces. The transition from retail arbitrage over to wholesale has been kind of slower for me. I'm used to walking into a store and leaving with bags of inventory and sending it right in. Going through a price list is a process, so you have to make sure you're checking all of the boxes to make sure this item actually fits your criteria. I thought it might be helpful if I went through a couple items to kind of show you my thought process, the tools I use, how I determine what products to try, and if I'm gonna try them, how many. This is my new pricing sheet. It gives the item's description, UPC, and wholesale cost. I'm gonna use this spreadsheet to look up these items on Walmart's catalog using Sellify to look for potential profit. The 4 things I look for specifically are: does the item sell? Can I win the buy box? Is the price stable? And do I even make any money? It's a big one. I never have much luck searching with the UPC. I like to search by the name of the item in case there's multi-pack or variations that I could find. So the first item that we're gonna look at are Simply Protein cookies and cream granola bars. So this is the item right here. Our cost is $3.94, and it looks like this is a 6-pack. So I use Sellify. It pops up on your screen over here on the left. You can stick it on either side of the screen. This is my daily go-to for all of my sourcing. And when I did retail arbitrage, mostly I use the app. I've trusted Sellify for well over a year now. They are the only WFS calculator, sales estimator software that I feel comfortable recommending. So with that said, $3.94, there's 6 of them. So our cost would be $23.64. This says it's selling for $55.99. A couple things I like to look at. So before I even jump into Sellify to look at their data, I like to go over here and see who is actually selling the item. How many reviews do they have? Generally, the higher the review count, the more experienced seller. They seem to be the only sellers on this right now. So if I were to sell this for $55.99, that would give us a profit of $19.64. You can see the breakdown here. Sellify tells you the fees, WFS fee, $3.45, the referral fee, storage fee, and then additional fees that I've put into my setting to cover like overhead or prep or polybags, whatever it might be. This item has 2 variations, which we saw at the top. So there's 2 different flavors. So the distributor has the cookies and cream. Chances are it has whatever this one is. I think it was like strawberry or something. We scroll down a little bit more. It shows us that this seller currently has 18 in stock, what they are selling it for, and then it tells us what their profit is based on the information we've put in. Buy box stats. You can choose 30 days or 60 days or all the way up to 180 depending on your price plan. This shows us that this seller has had the buy box 100% of the time for the last 30 days. Makes sense. I'm wondering if this is a new listing. Price history gives us the breakdown, the sellers. If we scroll down here, we can also see all of this information on graphs that Sellify provides. You've got your chart here that you can look at 30 days, 60 days, again, all the way up to 1 year. Right now, it looks like the buy box price has been very consistent, so this seller has had it priced at $55. After going through the data on Sellify, I like to just look at the listing itself. It's hard to tell with Walmart, you never know, but the nicer the listing, the higher the quality score, it's gonna land higher up on the search page. So for example, this listing only has 1 photo, doesn't have bullet points. Those are 2 things that are measured within the quality score. The seller just has it seller fulfilled. They're probably just testing it. So this would be something I would probably pass on unless I had experience with Simply Protein in general, that brand, and I knew that the items were moving, then I'd have a little more confidence in it. Or you could search this product over on Amazon and see how it's moving over there. Let's go ahead and look at our next item. So the next item is called Nucolato, and this is a 12.3 ounce size. Here it is right here in orange. So let's go ahead and click on that. Our cost is $6.45. So we're gonna put that right there. Based on the 1610, we're actually in the negative. Okay, so just to show you an example of how I compare with Amazon, this item is selling for $14.98 over on Amazon. Sellify doesn't have any sales estimates for this specific item, but this over on Amazon helps, and they are estimating 400 plus items a month. So that's something that helps give us kind of an idea of what it's selling for. If you look at the history graph for over Amazon. It looks like the price recently increased, so that's something to keep in mind too. That's not going to help our case at all. Let's just go through it anyways, just so I can show you some of the features and talk about my thought process. So I'm going to glance at the fees. These look normal. Being sold by US Trade, and they are saying they have 726 of this item in stock. That could be an authorized seller, especially because Sellify is telling you that this is a high risk item. That means either sellers have reported that they've had IP issues with this brand, or there might be information over on Amazon that would indicate that this is a brand that reports IP complaints. Either way, use your due diligence, do your homework, and make sure that you're comfortable selling on listings like this before you jump on them. If we scroll down to the buy box stats, we can see if there's been any other sellers, which it looks like there has. So it's been suppressed 52% of the time. Another indication that this item is priced too high. Walmart does not like the pricing on this. There's no way our numbers are going to work with this product, but I just wanted to walk through anyway. Something I will point out though, different than our previous item that we looked at, is the listing itself. So look at all these really great photos over here. There's at least 5, which Walmart likes to see. It has a really nice title with a lot of keywords in there. And then you have your bullet points here that are written very nicely with more keywords in there. Also, there's 17 ratings on this product, which means it's moving. I don't put too much weight into the reviews anymore because how many people really review their groceries, but it is nice to see some. And if you go over here and search with most recent, it'll pull up the most recent reviews back in 2025. It's not too bad. Not the greatest. That's not a great review, but it'll tell you who sold it and which was the brand at that time. So that makes sense why that IP alert is on there, because this is a listing that the brand is selling. Let's go look for another one. Let's try something that's not grocery. Here is some Weber grill spray. This one says 6 ounces. I should have typed that in. So here we have a couple. Let's just click on the first one. The first thing we're gonna do is put in our cost, which is $3.57. If it sells for $16.09, that gives us a profit of $5.34. With this specific UPC, there's no match on Amazon, but we could always go over to Amazon and do a title search too, just to get an idea if this item's moving. So we are in the green. It turned green because my parameters are in the setting. This item meets those parameters. First thing I do is check on the fees. $3.45 sounds right. I did show you on the previous listings, but if you wanted to seller fulfill this item, you can go over here and click on MFN and then put in your shipping. I just estimate with $8, so that gives me an idea of what I would profit. $1.61 turned red because that doesn't meet my criteria, but it still met my minimum ROI, so that part's green. There are 3 sellers currently on here. Supply has the buy box with 318 in stock. Medium IP risk. If we look at the buy box stats, for the last 30 days, Supply the Home has had the buy box most of the time, which they have a lot of units, so that makes sense. But if we go back to 60 days, oh, they have it even more. So that gives you an idea of which price point you're actually going to be competing against. So you would have to make sure your numbers work at that $16.09 to qualify this item specifically. If we scroll down, we can see the price history. It shows that $16.09, there's 3 offers, and we can see some dips in the prices. The graph confirms that the buy box has rotated a bit. I like to see reviews going up, but in this case, I mean, it's grill cleaners, so how many people are actually leaving reviews for that? I like to glance at the seller again just to see what their reviews are like. I mean, that's a lot of reviews, so the seller is selling a lot of something, so they must know what they're doing. This shows 2 ratings, and we've got our 5 pictures here, which I like. No bullet points here, but at least it does have some information to help with the search. That's a really weak title too, but customers are finding this product. As long as you can be competitive with price and shipping speed, you should have a pretty good chance of competing with that seller. Let's look at one more. Here is another non-food item. It is Jack Daniel's wood chip, and this is the 2-pound bag. 2.94 liter. Right here, let's look at the details. My cost is $7.31. Right off the bat, the first thing I notice is it has the reduced price tag. So someone's running a sale on this. Oh, look, Supply the Home. They are back. So good listing. This one has bullet point, got 51 ratings. Sellify is estimating 542 sales a month. So we love that. Here is the ASIN over on Amazon. So you can kind of see how it's moving over there. Amazon's buy box is suppressed right now. Okay, so it's turning red because it doesn't meet my criteria. Let's go through the numbers anyway. Fees, $5.45 for this item. And there was a verified review back in February, so we like that. Whole lot of sellers on this right now. For me, it's going to be more about the WFS seller and what they're charging because that's going to compare most to what I'm doing. So with all these sellers on here and this WFS having 12 and 14, I have no doubt that this item is moving. IP rating is low risk. I like that. Let's look at the buy box stats. So for 30 days, SportsMed actually held the buy box. Okay. They're out of stock now. Apply the Home was waiting their turn and they've only got it at 1.3, so that's interesting. I wonder if they just jumped on this listing. So you've got some buy box share, which is good. Let's go down here and look at the chart. Pricing, $18.99. It did dip down a bit with SportsMed after they sold out. Price increased. The buy box price is very consistent, right around the 16 to 18 mark. You've got your reviews, that's consistent as well. So for $18.27, I wouldn't be able to compete with the pricing on this item, but I do like the listing overall, and I like what Sellify is showing us. Buy box is moving, that the ratings are going up, that the price is consistent. Those are all things that I look for. Then I'm just going through the listing to kind of see if my gut tells me differently. With Wholesale, you have access to a lot of products, so it's a lot easier to do test buys, meaning you could buy a couple or a case of everything that looks interesting to you, send it in. If it moves, you can restock and reorder and then send in more the next time. I loved retail arbitrage, but it was really hard to get a lot of SKUs once they started moving. Wholesale might have slimmer margins, but the ability to restock and create multi-packs or virtual packs now, because those are out, there's just more opportunity there. One more feature that I didn't tell you about that I love, it's my favorite feature about Sellify, it keeps me and my VAs organized, is this export right here. By clicking export, you can add the items that you are interested in to a Google Sheet and share that with your VA so they can go and then add those to your catalog. That's our system. I've got one for WFS, one for POs, and I've got a separate one for seller fulfilled. For me, that's a huge time saver. I also like to keep track of items that were really close, but a no for now, so that I can go back and revisit them later and I don't have to start from scratch. I think the hardest part of Wholesale is finding new distributors. With anything, the more you do it, the better you get at it. Hopefully that gives you a little bit better idea of how to source for Walmart Marketplace. If you'd like to try Sellify, I'm gonna put the link below. Use code WSN20. That is a 20% discount for the lifetime of your subscription. Also, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me today and happy sourcing!